Yo, it is mickeygemineye with the Volto. Alright, this is where we're gonna get into the fucking fun shit here. This might even be really brief. Might be really long. Not sure. I'm glad to fucking be here. Chatting with you guys. And there's motherfucking Milwaukee Metal Fest right there on the screen if you haven't seen. Being advertised as Mr. Bungle's headline on the second day. It looks like a 3-day festival. You know, I like Mr. Bungle. He's got some good stuff, and some of the other 90s bands. But if you haven't noticed, this whole genre right now is just completely and totally run by everybody that has been paving the way. There are some, I see, what is that called? It's power metal. Camelot. There's some power metal opening with Blind Guardian, Camelot, Symphonies, illegible, Night Demon, Visicata, Eternal Champion, and Metal Church, followed by Destruction. Day 2, Hatebreed, Catatonia, Deicide, and a bunch of other illegibles. Except for Heathen. I think I can read Heathen. And Eyes of the Living. That one's extremely legible. You know, there's just a good time gonna fucking be seen here. That's for sure. And I had to even... Problem is I had to even Google this in the picture and type in the year. Because there's just typing in the festival itself last year popped up. And it's like... It's like, grr, why does this have to happen like that? Why do I have to type in this year? This is, I don't know. And I'm not too happy about the advertising. Everything about all this whole scene is just like, we're all broke. I mean, let's be perfectly fucking honest here. I mean, not that any of us care or should care or that our cares are going to help the scenario. It's just kind of like we're still basically running things around here, so it doesn't even matter that much. But then day 3 here, I'm looking at In Flames, Lacuna Coil, Bleed From Within, and Avatar, and then Beyond Threshold, and many more. Vendors, food, live podcasts, and more. I mean, it's gonna be a good time, you know. And then the fucking place the shit taking place in Milwaukee. That's just a stone's throw, a hop and a skip. It's right next door, man. And did I say Death to All? I don't know if I can say it, but I can read that one. So cool. Death to All is going to be there too. You know, a bunch of these bands, you know, checking out these bands, I don't know how you guys find music, But I just did the last episode on how to do offline music when you're traveling in places where you don't have phone service, when you're flying a lot, or when you don't want to pay a phone bill and you listen to offline music all the time. Check out the last episode for that, episode 5.5, Vault of Doom, hosted by me, Mickey Gemineye. Next up, that was Milwaukee Metal Fest. This is louder than sound without even this one actually, that last one was from Google when I typed in Milwaukee Metal Fest 2024. This one was actually from the Louder Than Life, not Louder Than Sound, the Louder Than Life website, and it doesn't even have an actual headline saying it's louder than life. It's just kind of like one of those things. It's like super secret, esoteric, gives it that vibe. But this is the much bigger one. I mean, just much, much bigger, considerably bigger, with Korn, Slayer, Slipknot, Seether, The Offspring, Anthrax, Evanescence, Clutch, Tom Morello, Mastodon, Ginger, Body Count, 3-6 Mafia, Skillet, Chevelle, Disturbed, Seven Dust, Dropkick Murphys, Gojira, Breaking Benjamin. God fucking damn, dude, that is just an unsurmountable head-spinning amount of huge names. And then trap metal artist Horror, HO9909, with trap metal on the rise. I mean, we need people that I like. I don't like Horror. I checked them out, and it's just the couple other ones that I like. And then that's what I'm saying, first impressions here. In This Moment's gonna be there. Hailstorm, Five Finger Death Punch. I mean, this is Blackstone Cherry, Nonpoint, Alien Weaponry, Dead Poet Society, Head PE. This is so worth reading. Stained, Judas Priest, POD, Saliva. I mean, Drowning Pool. Like, what? Alien Ant Farm. Jesus. Bob Villain. This is unbelievable. Unfucking believable. So that last one's up in Milwaukee. This is in Kentucky. Louisville. And if you haven't been given the correct pronunciation, it's pronounced Louisville, not Louisville or Louisville. And drop them in the comments which ones you guys are pumped about seeing, because I certainly have my favorites, and I'm interested to hear what yours are with this amount of Whitechapel in the small fucking lettering. Oh, that's ridiculous. They should have their logo up there, but they did. Someone arranged this a certain way. They probably, I don't know, it's probably AI generated or something, and they just didn't even put the name of the festival in there. As I said, probably more of that secret, super secret, top secret, esoteric shit. This is just unbelievable, man. This is just absolutely unbelievable. And for Body Count coming but right before 3-6 Mafia, that's cool. Horror, you know. I mean, dude, this is a monster of a festival. It's kind of interesting to see how you could fit this many bands in 4 days. You know, here it does say that 4 days here, starting on Thursday all the way down to Sunday. CKY, Fit for a King. I haven't heard Fit for a King yet, but I'm just so discouraged when we go back to Milwaukee Metal Fest and I see those power metal bands. I mean, it's like we already have to kind of pay the credits where they're due and tip the hat to people like Slayer, Motley Crue, and Anthrax and Judas Priest, okay? And then you can start working on paying the respect where it's due for Evanescence, Slipknot, Korn, and Seether, and The Offspring. And then you can start getting current with people who have stuff out that's extremely popular, like Gojira playing in front of 30,000 people. And then you can start looking at who are the Eagles of Death Metal, the Oxymorons, who is Brutus, Bob Villain, Pup, High Vis, Finger, we've heard Finger 11, Drugs, Mike's Dead, Self-Deception, Silly Goose, Hemorrhage. I mean, checking out these bands is the problem. It doesn't have any meaning at all whatsoever unless you're making the stuff. I mean, I can't actually, I don't even have actually the ability to articulate this properly, but I'll do the best I can. It doesn't actually have any meaning without the people, but, you know, the last show that I wanted to go to was like I bought the tickets, wanted to go with people that didn't show, so I didn't want to go. Even though it's my favorite fucking band. It's like, that's just all it is. Like, it's some fucking, Call the Wild fucking go to Alaska and freeze to death shit. When you're writing in a journal, like, oh, the world is meaningless without people and shit like that. Like, it's like you can't even really attach much of an interest or ability to fucking look into any of this shit without having a meaningful impression. I mean, I don't know how else to really put it other than that. But for now, you know, stick to my Gojira. That's who I would say I'm most pumped about it. And Mastodon, of course. Gojira and Mastodon. You know, and then I would check out my Ginger, and then call it fucking quits, man. Those are my top three. I gotta fucking exclude Korn and Slipknot for the time being, and then, you know, just like I'm not gonna sit and drink a beer. There's no amount of $55 Miller Lite can that you can fucking sell me that's gonna make me sit through a Five Finger Death Punch. Like, no matter what his haircut looks like and how good and popular they are, and getting all this stuff. So I have some more stuff I want to show you that kind of combines the two episodes here, as we're still basically on episode 5 right now. Before you get too ahead of yourself, make sure you are aware you're on YouTube right now, and that there is the good audio quality and the actual episode on my Spotify, with these being just labeled fittingly the exclusive cuts, extended cuts exclusive. So it's just like these are added stuff. And I've been mentioning and just putting out there that since I don't have any sponsors, I'm pushing out there all my exclusive content available on Patreon, and all the stuff that's going to be available there for just all the stuff that's going to be available there, and then getting an in-depth look at the actual recording process. You can check that stuff out on my Twitch. So the project itself has its own YouTube channel, totally clean slate, and so does Twitch. So checking those things out should be as fun for you as it will be for me to make this shit. And then let's see here. So for if you're still watching on YouTube, you're not going to get what's on Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify, you are not going to get what's on YouTube. That's how it's going to be for right now until I can find a good app. Because I'm gonna have a watermark on here, but it's not gonna, and that'll go away when I pay. But what's not gonna go away is that the microphone and audio is not gonna work in both places. So it's pretty shitty. Now, with this one being Fests, I'm just getting all this out of the way, while the next one is going to be software and software followed by well, for right now, it's question mark because I don't know. Oh, the feed. That's right. The feed is good. Saving the feed for last. See, the feed episode is going to be 2 episodes after this on the YouTube, and that's what makes this doing this so easy. I can just see what kind of stuff that YouTube or Google and YouTube are trying to push at me, and add my comments there, and just kind of like keep, we're grooving with how I like it and how I don't like it and all this stuff. Because the Google feed is that news, man. That's what I'm getting there. So anyway, this wraps up the whole 5th episode, and then we're gonna mosey on down here to conclusion for the week. And make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Drop your comments. Peace out, motherfuckers.